right, we're here at the North booth at the Surf Expo on day number 2 with Craig Cunningham, and he's going to run through the line of all the boards this year. So let's start with the Jaime, yeah?
All right, yeah. Thanks for having us start off. Welcome to the North booth. And yeah, we're going to start with the Jaime, which is our bread and butter board, top selling board from North Kiteboarding for a long time, and kind of what this whole range of boards is based off of. Like, everything kind of starts with the Jaime and just kind of has its own little, little characteristics that...
Well, this board came out a long time ago, because I remember this when I first started kiteboarding.
Exactly. It's been around forever. And I mean, a lot of people, it's no question for them. They've ridden a Jaime for a long time, and that's what they want to consider riding. So yeah, this is our bread and butter. We've got nice flex to it. A little bit stiffer this year, a little bit of extra rocker, but really it's just a smooth riding board. Just quick through the chop, really good upwind. Just if you want something that you're just going to be able to jump on and go, easy ride, this is the board. And anyone from beginners to, I can take out the Jaime and go for a freestyle session and be more than happy with it. So.
But I think you could ride a door and be happy with it.
So next we have the X-Ride, which has a brand new bottom shape to it this year. We've got 2 really mellow channels and a slight double concave running through the board. This is kind of our price point board. It rides really good. It's similar to the Jaime, and it's a good entry level board. And if you want something a little bit more of a step up from a Gonzalez, the Gonzalez is definitely our entry board. What most people are going to be using for schools and for beginners, and it's just a really easy, simple construction and easy to ride. Quick to get out the door and good all around, really. And next we have the female board, the Soleil, which is based off of the X-Ride. Really similar flex pattern, really similar outline, same bottom shape. Just a little bit catered towards the girls. An X-Ride for the women. A little bit flashier graphic.
Yes, and it's pink, and we like pink.
You guys do. Then we have our highest end board right here, the Select, which is a full carbon. This is kind of, the board, if you want our lightest, strongest construction here, you have the Select. And this is kind of like our high-end strap board. You wouldn't want to take this out with some boots. It's just super light carbon construction, and it's just a board that's gonna...
But why wouldn't you want to take this board with boots?
Just the carbon construction is, a little bit more, I guess you could say, brittle, and you'd have something like the Gambler, the Team Series, or Aaron's board that really, can really take a beating, or meant to take a beating, whereas this board is kind of like the race car. It's light, it's fast, and it's maybe it doesn't have the grind base that these other boards do, and it's nice and thick, it's nice and thin, whereas these boards are quite a bit thicker. And I mean, you can just kind of feel the difference when you grab a Team Series or a Gambler to a Select. It's night and day the how light it is, really. So yeah, on to our high-end boards. This is a high-end construction, and this is kind of our high-end performance. So this is really what all of our freestyle team is using. Stefan Spiesberger, Renault Romeo, and Aaron has taken a lot of the ideas for his pro model board from this as well. And Aaron's board is kind of a mix between this and the Gambler. So yeah, these 3 boards, Team Series, Gambler, and Hadlow Series, all are based off the same outline and bottom shape. The Team Series has a little extra channel running through here that gives you a little bit of extra grip. And it's got a carbon construction where you can see carbon stringers running through the wood core of the board. And it just makes it a little bit snappier, a little bit more responsive than, say, your Gambler, which has a full wood core and is more geared towards the park riders rather than someone who wants a really snappy board off the water.
These channels look a lot deeper than the other boards I've seen in the past,
for sure.
Right?
Yeah, definitely. We have thick channels running through here, and we also have a new thick channel running through the middle of the board, which makes things super grippy. And I mean, for someone on the Gambler or on the Hadlow series, makes it riding finless super smooth. Another thing to say with the whole board range is we've made the fins a lot smaller this year. I think everything is about 1.5 to 2 centimeters, maybe smaller than it has been in the past. And yeah, we'll move on to the next board. So yeah, here's the team series. And next we have 5-time world champion and my good buddy Aaron Hadlow's pro model, which, like I said, is based off the team series and the Gambler. It's got an extra ½ centimeter in the middle of the board, just making it a little bit more rounded. And you can see it too, it's just a little more rounded in the tips, a little bit wider in the center. Same bottom shape, minus the channel here.
Why? Why does this one not have the channel?
Just because Aaron likes to take his board into the park, and having this little channel here actually makes you, if you're on a handrail, you're going to be rocking back and forth a little bit on that. And that, the Gambler doesn't have it, and Aaron didn't want his board to have it either. So it kind of has the no middle channel with the grind base, but also has the carbon construction that the team series has that the Gambler wouldn't. So he's kind of just taking the best of both worlds for his pro model from the team series and the Gambler. Then we'll move into the Gambler, which is a board of choice for myself and guys like Tom Court and Triple S champion Colleen Carroll over there. So yeah, we worked really, really hard on this, and this is kind of the base for the high-end performance boards. And the team series and the Hadlow series, took a lot of ideas from this, and we're all really stoked on this new mold. You can see that you've got really thick channels running through here and here. The main thing for us was the whole new outline and flex pattern. For a park board, it's really important to have a full wood core that almost has a dampening effect. So when you're pressing into your board, you don't feel like it's a rocket that's just kind of bouncing all over the place, and really has a lot of bounce back, a lot of rebound. And the Gambler just kind of has this dampening effect when you're getting onto sliders, and it just makes everything really smooth. And yeah, you can definitely feel it in the ride. Since it's got the full wood core, it really hardly has any reverse flex, which is something I've been looking for a long time. When you're blasting off a kicker and really landing hard on the water, a lot of other kiteboards will completely flatten out. Yeah. So that's one thing we really worked on the core, is to have a really nice flex this way and have not much going back the other way. And that's incorporated as well into the Hadlow and team series. But that's one of the things I'm most excited about now, is the flex pattern on these boards. So
did you have a hand in designing this board then? Yeah,
I mean, me and Tom and Aaron, Colleen a little bit as well, all work really closely with the designers on these boards. And yeah, I can't even count the amount of prototypes we did to get this first mold right for this board, and then start basing things off there. So yeah, it's been a really fun process, and I'm really happy with this. It's actually I say it every year here, but this is actually the first year that this will be the only board in my bag when I go to the Philippines or to Orlando here. I don't need to bring a wakeboard with me anymore. I just ride the Gambler at the cable, and I'm actually truly happy with it now. And finally, we've got the big boys, the spikes. So as you can see, these are our light wind specific weapons. If you're not going to be going to a twin tip or a foil or anything like that, and these are going to get you out on the water really quickly. They're great for people living in Great Lakes or light wind areas, the Caribbean, but also just for beginners who are looking for something that they can get out in 10 knots with and just have a easy, fun cruise around. So yeah, you have that in the normal construction, and then also in the Tech Stream, which is based from the Select, which is our highest end full carbon construction. Super light. I mean, this board with straps is almost the same weight as a Gambler. So
yeah, which is actually amazing for such a big board.
It's massive, yeah. So it's just super light, gets you out on the water early, and I mean, obviously, early planing, good upwind, all that good stuff. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's a 2016 North Kiteboarding line. It's a big one, but I think we've really nailed it and hit a nice point for all the different styles and you know, genres for kiteboarding.
Awesome. It's really great. You have a lot of knowledge, and that's a really, really big lineup of boards for a brand.
Yeah,
I think there's definitely something for everybody in every country.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, if you have more questions, just return later. I can go through the product book and give you, you know, a little more feedback on them. But yeah.
Cool. Well, thank you, Craig, and we're going to go and check out some of the other products.
All right. Sounds good. Thanks, guys.